So in the first introduction session, like we've discussed about the success factors, a bit of history of success factors, and the areas that we have. And the second session, what we do is like we'll be discussing the Bizex expert methodology. Bizex expert methodology is nothing but your success factors methodology. Okay. So however, we have we have our ASAP methodology in SAP for implementing any kind of project. So we do have solution manager process also. The same way here, we do have a success factors Bizex methodology, and we are going to discuss about that. Okay. Okay, so this Bizx method, Bizx expert methodology, is very different when compared with our ERP applications methodologies. Okay, now as this is a cloud solution, and the implementation process differs from your ERP applications to cloud applications. So their methodologies will be a bit different when you compare with our ERP methodologies. Okay, so we'll just look into what are those different methodologies in the next coming slides. Okay, and this particular Bizx expert methodology has been introduced by SuccessFactors when they came up in the market. Okay, and they had a kind of old methodology, and in the last year in 2013, what they've done, they've just modified their Bizx expert methodology process. Okay, by inclusion of one more phase, modification in the sense not modification to any of the phase, they've just added one more phase, so that they've made it as a modification. Okay, now, so why is this methodology is used? As you can see here, these are very self-explanatory PPTs, and in fact, I can send it to you guys after this session. I'll just send it to Noreen, and you can pass on it to you guys. Okay, so this particular success factors methodology is like all the other methodology, all the other tools implementation methodologies. Okay, so if you follow this success factors methodology or Bizx expert methodology, you'll have a smooth, and consistent delivery of all your services. And moreover, this particular methodology, as I said, it will have the industry standards, and it's like a PMP or Prince to our agile methodologies. Okay, so about this document, so it will just show the methodology process here. Okay, so Bizx expert overview. Okay, so once you follow this methodology, what happens is in this methodology, you'll come to know like say the different parties involved in the project. So what are the different parties involved in the project? Say the consulting group, the implementation partner, the client, and the professional services consultant. Okay, so professional services is nothing but a consultant, like the implementation vendor company. Okay, so the client, the managers and the consultants are the 3 or 4 different parties that will be involved in any of the success factors implementation. So in this methodology, what it tells is like who will be using what tool, in order to execute the project. Okay, so we have here called accelerators. We have a couple of things called accelerators. Okay, so what are those accelerators will come up in the next slides. Okay, so who has to follow what accelerators? So based on these accelerators, now is this fine? Can you hear? It's audible now?
Venkat, it's audible. Only one thing means I could not understand the difference between the success factors professional services and partner professional services.
Okay. So what do you mean say partner professional services? Hello?
Sorry? Are you asking me?
Yeah, yes, you're asking something like, you said 2 things. One is partner.
Yeah, means I'm just asking you, there are
Oh, okay.
Success factors,
Okay.
professional services, who will be engaged or who will be doing this success factor implementation. You said one is the success
Okay.
factor professional services. The second is
Okay.
partner professional services. This is what is the
Okay.
difference and
Okay. So here, if I say success factors professional services, in the sense like say the success factors people, okay, and partner professional services is nothing but the consultant, the implementation vendor, the partners, okay, and the customer led activities, like say if any of the people are coming up from the customer place, let's say for whom you are implementing the success factors. So as I said, yeah, different people will be involved in. So one is client, the implementation partner company, and the managers group, and it could be also the success factors people. So these are the three different people here. So each and every people will be using different tools called as accelerators. Who will be using what? Okay. You got the question? You got the answer?
yeah.
Okay. So okay. So now, by, like as I said in the previous slide, who will be using what success factors tools here? By using that particular methodology, success factors methodology will be coming up here with predictability, flexibility, reduced risk, on-time delivery, and knowledge transfer. Okay, so what is predictability? Utilizing repeatable process, the success factors accelerators. Now, for example, say now we are implementing say performance management module to one of the one of the client, and as a consultant, as a professional service consultant, what accelerators that I have to use? Okay, say for example, a checklist. Checklist is an accelerator. Okay, so I'll be using the checklist in, if I say performance management is a combination of say goal management, sorry, performance management, team rater, team evaluation, okay, and the development plan. So you have different pieces of areas in your performance management. In that checklist, you'll maintain sorry. So what the areas that you are implementing to the client? You need to have a checklist. Okay. So this checklist accelerator will be used by the professional services consultant. Okay. So in each and every phase of the project, so what accelerators that you will be using, you'll come to know the predictability. So using this project discussions, and you can predict what accelerators that different source of people can be used. And flexibility. So you have much more flexibility on working this kind of accelerator. So success factors does provide you all the accelerator tools, documentations, PPTs, everything, all the stuff. It's not like SAP, SAP does also provide you with the kind of best practices documents, I can say. So the success factors also, what it will do is it will provide you the configuration books. It will give you the Excel sheets where you can map the project process entire stuff. If you look at the Excel sheets, it's altogether, it's like a separate a software tool. So they have designed that Excel sheets in such a way wherein the entire calculation, say for example, now if you are implementing performance management, and what is the timeline for that, and how many resources involved, how many hours that you are going to bill for the client. So all this kind of project related billing also will happen in that Excel sheet. Okay, so these are all called accelerators. Okay, so it works like in software. Okay, so you have much more flexibility when you are working in those kind of working on the accelerators, and moreover you'll have a scalability by using those accelerators tools. So reduce the risk. So once you start using these tools, you'll have you can reduce the risk of your project process, and you'll have on-time deliveries, because that particular checklist or the configuration process of that particular documents or the tools, which shows you the timelines of the entire the project deliverables. Knowledge transfer, even for knowledge transfer also from client to professional services consultant, you'll have a kind of knowledge transition. Say once you are going live, you have to give the knowledge transition to the people, to the client. So you just have a kind of accelerator tools, what knowledge transition you have to provide, what are the documentation, user documentation. So even success factors does provide you the formats for user documentations also. So these are all the advantages of using this Bizx expert methodology. let's look at the methodology process. Okay, so we have different phases here. Say we have sales phase, we have prepare phase, we have realize, we have verify and launch phases. Okay, so these are the 5 different phases in the SuccessFactors Bizx Expert methodology. As I said, SuccessFactors have made a modification to the existing Bizx Expert methodology. Okay, so by just adding the sales phase, they've told it as first, like they've modified the Bizx Expert methodology. Earlier it used to be only 4 phases. Now they added the sales phase also. Okay. Now why they have included sales phase? Okay, sales phase is the first foundational base in order to get any kind of project in SuccessFactors. Okay, so SuccessFactors felt this is one of the the core phase, the foundational phase. That's the reason they put on the sales phase. Okay, so what happens in each and every phase, we'll discuss it now. Okay, so what are the tasks that you do in this sales phase? Set scoping and pricing. Say if you get any kind of lead, if any of the company that they are going for SuccessFactors implementation, what will you'll approach to them? It'll have a kind of discussions, and then next triggers the SOW process, statement of work process, and then you'll get signed off, and then the next step is going to be the SuccessFactors step. Okay, so he'll request for SuccessFactors, in the auto provisioning. What he'll do is he'll ask for the SuccessFactors for the number of users and the number of modules. As I said, when we talk about SuccessFactors is going to be on user subscription, not on the software licenses. Okay, we are going to buy the user licenses, not the software licenses, because this is a hosted software SaaS model, which is hosted by SuccessFactors. So we'll have the user licenses based on the modules. Okay, so now even when it comes to auto provisioning, like you'll request for SuccessFactors, and SuccessFactors will create you the number of users, and it will create you the different types of tools for you. Okay, so what are the tools that I will discuss with you in the next coming slides. Okay, and after this, once the project is finalized and you are about to start, what will happen is transition from sales to PS. So you'll have a kind of knowledge transition from the sales guys to professional service consultant. Professional services consultant, that means your consultant who is going to work on the SuccessFactors project. So you want to have a kind of knowledge transition, because the sales people are the people who are dealing with this sales concept here for the entire project, and then switches up a PS consultant and they'll give a knowledge transition. That is what happens in the sales phase. Now you can see here the detailed steps of the sales here. Now we have understand customer needs and expectations, determine implementation, scoping and pricing, initiate provisioning, sales to professional services, transition. Yeah, so what is initiate provisioning? As I said, SuccessFactors will create 2 different tools. Okay, among these tools, one is going to be your provisioning system. What is this provisioning system? Okay, so apart from your regular SuccessFactors instance, as I said, we don't call it as system SuccessFactors systems. Okay, we'll call it as instance in SuccessFactors terminology. In the next session, we'll talk about terminologies, but here let me make you to go through SuccessFactors terminologies. Okay, so apart from your regular SuccessFactors instance, what other tool that you use is going to be the provisioning system. Okay, what this provisioning system will do is all your SuccessFactors different instances will be linked to your provisioning system. So here the provisioning system, what it will be is like it will have a control of all the instances, and it can make instances to work like a robots. It will make the instances to work like robots. Say for example, now let me ask you guys, like, have you heard about transaction code called SFW5 in SAP? Switch framework. You do activate all the business, business extension switches in your SAP system.
Business functions actually.
Yes, SFW5 transaction code. Okay, so what you do there is basically in SFW5 you do activate all the modules that you require. Say for example,
business function.
So if you go to your SPRO navigation, say you'll be able to see only compensation management, not enterprise compensation management. Okay, what you need to do in order to display this enterprise compensation management, you just go to SFW5. You'll go there. You'll just activate the enterprise compensation management switch, and then you just log off and log in. Automatically, enterprise compensation management business activation switch will get activated for the entire module, and you can see the configuration the same way here is in SuccessFactors. Okay, any kind of module here.
Sorry, so you are saying in provisioning. Sorry, I'm disturbing. So you are saying in provisioning instance from the business function kind of things, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, in provision what you do is like you do now we have different modules here. Okay, we have performance, compensation, recruitment, employee central, all this stuff. Okay, now with the first modules I'm implementing performance and compensation management, where you request for success factors, like what are the modules that you are going for implementation, they'll activate it for you. Say performance management, goal management, team rate or stand rate, they'll activate everything for you and they'll give it to you. Okay, and for compensation also they'll activate and they'll give it to you. Down the lane, have to go for say employee central implementation, and moreover in the performance management itself, in the next coming quarters, they've released one more new option. So I want to activate that new option, and moreover I want to activate employee central also down the line after 6 months, to implement employee central. What I have to do is you can just log on to your provisioning system. You choose the instances, because you'll have different types of instances, right, in your provisioning system. You'll have your dev instance, you'll have your pilot instances, you'll have your production instances. Okay, so you just need to select your dev instance and you can just go there. So whatever the option or the new area that has been released by SuccessFactors, you can just make it check mark. So once you check that, automatically the module will get activated in your instance. The same way, let's go to employee central now. So you just go there and you'll activate the employee central. Okay, so like this, in order to activate, in order to define single sign-ons, in order to define, to call up any third-party tools, and if you want to make it a single sign-on, all this kind of technical stuff that will be maintained in the provisioning system. Okay, so provisioning system is just like your head, which makes you to work the entire body. Okay, so provisioning system is going to be the main thing. Okay, so once you request for SuccessFactors that you are going for implementation of any module, first thing they'll do is they'll give you the provisioning. Okay, next, accelerators. So what accelerator? As I said, accelerators are nothing but tools or documentations. If I say tools, SuccessFactors does provide you tools, okay, and the documentation part also. And implementing scoping and questionnaire. So you'll have scoping and questionnaire document, but they'll have scoping formats, you'll have scoping questionnaire documents, which is provided by SuccessFactors. Okay, it's just like a normal questionnaire, with the SuccessFactors logo and a Word document. It's apart from that nothing much. Okay. Next, implementation estimator. What is this implementation estimator? Okay, this is one of the accelerator tool. Tool is mathematics and Excel sheet. Okay, if you look at that tool, it'll put on the number of how the tool works is it's like an estimator. Estimator in the sense it do estimates the the amounts for the number of users. Like say for example now I'm implementing performance management, and say for example now if you want to give any kind of SOW document to your client, okay, you will take this estimator tool. What will do? Do you have any phases for the implementation of performance management? This particular Excel sheet provided different columns, say with phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and how many resources that you want to put here, number of resources, and the billing for each and every hour. Okay, so everything you can put on all this stuff. It will take it as input, and it will give you an output with a number of USD dollars or INR currency. It will show you in different currencies by giving on your inputs. Who is the client, what is the model that you are implementing, how many users, so how many consultants working on that. So through this estimator, what it will do is you can prepare an SOW document also. Okay, so this particular estimator is important, and I'm not sure how frequently the sales guys will keep using this implementation estimator tool. Okay, now you have SOW template, statement of work template, even it will provide.
Venkat, this implementation estimator, I think it would be used in the beginning of the project.
Yes.
Or
yes.
means when
This
we are
is sales
implementing a
phase,
new module.
right?
Yeah, in the sales,
Yeah.
before means sales. Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Isn't it?
sales only. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
sales only we are using this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. So
But
and we
when
have
that,
SOW. Yes.
but however, let's say once we have implemented the project, but at a later time, let's say down the line 6 months, we want to go ahead with a separate module. Again, we need to go through all the phases, starting from the sales.
No, it will not be with the sales. Yeah, again that depends, to whom you are giving the project. Okay, say think you are a customer and you are implementing now, as I said, we are implementing performance and compensation. Down the line, after 6 months you're going for employee central. So to whom you want? You want to give it to the old existing implementation partner, or whether you want to go with the new one.
Okay.
If you start going with the new one, again SuccessFactors does suggest you to go with that, another implementation partner. So again, for them it starts from the sales phase, right?
Yeah.
Did I answer to your question?
Yeah, yes, Venkat.
All right. Okay, and SOW template and scheduler template. Scheduler template is nothing, and we'll just go to the next phase. Okay, so sales is not an official Bizx expert phase. It is included because it is important for consultants to understand how sales impacts the success of a project. Next, prepare phase. So in this prepare phase, we have project team mobilization, project planning, familiarize customer with the baseline functionality via PTO, kickoff meeting, and configuration workshops. Okay, what is this project team mobilization? So you'll get your resources onboarded, and you'll have a kind of project planning and familiarize with your customer with the baseline functionality via PTO. PTO is nothing but paid time, training, something you can call it as. Okay, so what happens is here, usually, in the prepare phase, start of your project phase, we'll go there and we'll try to gather the, start working on the blueprint documentation. There, in that particular project planning. So as it's not like SAP or it's not like Oracle, it is a cloud solution. It's all new to the market, I can say. So what you can do is you can take the customer requirements, say you can collect the customer requirements and try to map that customer requirement, say for example 100%, try to map the customer requirement of say 30% in the SuccessFactors system. Okay, so and we'll just showcase it to the client, the SuccessFactors system, and try to gather the information. So we'll not have the system till that time. What you can request is you can request to SuccessFactors a pilot system. You can request SuccessFactors pilot system from the client provisioning. Okay, so what it will do is when you are requesting the pilot system, we have one more tool called partner portal services. SuccessFactors partner portal services. Through that partner portal services, what we'll do is we'll request for a pilot instance to SuccessFactors, by giving the detail. This is my so-and-so company, and you have to create an instance, SuccessFactors pilot instance, and this is my provisioning ID. So you have to define the provisioning ID, because if you don't define the provisioning ID, they'll just create an instance for you. Okay, and you'll not have any kind of stuff to activate it, right? It has to be linked to your provisioning ID. So you have to give your provisioning ID And then if you have any official email approvals from your, the authorized person for the success factors who is dealing with your company, like there will be a one person that who deals with success factors, any kind of technical stuff and also. So you need to have kind of approval mails, you'll attach in that particular form. In Success Partner Portal, you'll have kind of different forms for requesting instances, for requesting provisioning systems, for requesting success factory, for requesting assignment of your instance to provisioning system. So we'll work on in the next coming sessions how we request and how we do all the forms, and send it to success factors. Okay, so we have to fill in that and we'll just send that. So they'll create a pilot instance for you, and what we'll do is we'll just try to create the couple of scenarios in the pilot system, and we'll demo it to the client, and we'll start gathering the information, okay, as a workshop, configuration workshop. So these are all the things happens in the prepare phase. And what accelerators that you do, we'll have a kickoff meeting also, obviously. And what accelerators that you use in the prepare phase is, you have module readiness checklist, project plan, you have PTO training curriculum, kickoff meeting deck on configuration workbooks. So these accelerators will have it as I said checklist, okay, module readiness checklist. So in this module readiness checklist, what you do is, like say if I'm implementing Employee Central. In Employee Central, you'll have huge, enormous options and settings, okay. In Employee Central, as I said, it's like your hub, which does feed you the employee data for different modules. So in Employee Central, I have my employee profile, public profile. Again, in public profile, I have different portlets. In personal profile, I have different portlets. I have my time off, I have my pay slips, I have my managed time off options, I have my compensation statements, I have my talent profiles, I'll have my kind of benefits. So there will be huge, enormous kind of ESS services and MSS services that you'll have in your SuccessFactors Employee Central. Okay, so what you are implementing in Employee Central, what client requires. Okay, is it public profile, or the employee profile, and the payslip, and the only things that you want here, is it going to be all the things? Okay, in that checklist you just mention that client needs only this. Okay, it's a standard checklist item which is provided by SuccessFactors, so you do maintain the areas in that. Again here, in that particular checklist, what you maintain is you do maintain the field customization also. So if I say go for employee profile, again in employee profile, I don't go, client says I don't want to see these many fields. Where you're going to do that, where you're going to map that. So in this checklist, I do maintain, okay, so these fields needs to be customized or personalized, in order not to do display this. Okay, so this checklist are the most important thing in SuccessFactors, that the specific areas that you are implementing and the specific things that you are making as personalizations. So you'll have the project plan, you have PTO training curriculum, you have kickoff meeting index, and configuration books. So the main important thing is configuration workbooks. What is this configuration workbooks?
Venkat,
Yes.
this module readiness checklist you must be having as a standard template.
Yes, we have SuccessFactors does provide you the standard one.
Okay. Thanks.
So we have, yeah. So, and one more important thing in the answer is configuration workbooks. What is this configuration workbooks? Okay. Now say, I'll give you one example. Say Employee Central Payroll. In our introduction session, I discussed with you, they have integrated the on-premise solution with your SuccessFactors. Okay, they've integrated their on-premise payroll solution with the Employee Central. Okay, and SuccessFactors claim that they have the payroll in SuccessFactors. Now, how they've integrated that? How they integrated that? So, and moreover, if you want to do certification in real time, you don't have Employee Central Payroll certification also. SuccessFactors is not offering for Employee Central Payroll certification. Okay, and nobody knows how to do that. Nobody knows how to do that. Now, see, now I am a SuccessFactors employee central consultant and I want to implement, employee central payroll. How I do that? Because I don't have any kind of certification on this, and this handbook helps you to see the step-by-step process. It will, like, now if you see here, we have in SAP, we have SAP admin guides, right? So if you go to marketplace, you can download admin guides. The same way is nothing but this configuration workbooks. Okay, what this admin guides will tell you is like, you have to install this, you have to integrate this, or you have to configure these roles, then the authorization. So like the same way, this configuration workbooks will show you step-by-step process, in order to complete your module configuration. So SuccessFactors will provide you the configuration workbooks. Next, realize phase we have here.
Venkat.
Yes.
Hello, Venkat.
Yes.
But, will you be able to provide those configuration workbooks for what are the models we are going to discuss?
Yeah, in fact, like, as I said, only for payroll they do have the workbook. Okay, so for rest of the documents, how we have the SAP marketplace, we do have the help documentations, help document in the sense like the process thing, the same way we do have it here in SuccessFactors. Okay, the modules which are not given under part of, what I can say, certification, only that will have that. Okay, let me check that, because we haven't implemented employee central payroll anywhere. So if you feel like, if you want to have the document, I'll just go to my partner portal and see whether the documentation is available. If available, let me download and send it to you guys. Okay.
Yeah, but one more thing.
Yeah.
I guess there is a user community, right, for SuccessFactors, where like,
Yeah.
but the registration is, I guess, restricted to only for the partner companies.
Yes. Yeah, we do have SuccessFactors community here. So it's like your SGM, and even I was part of SuccessFactors community, and there what you do is like, you'll have different groups there, again, employee central group, performance management group, compensation group, and all that. You can be a member of that. And how you want to get registered to that community is, first thing is your company should be tied up with SuccessFactors. Okay, they should be an implementation partner company. And moreover, when you are trying to register there, it will ask your official email ID, your company at ibm.com or at infosys.com. Okay, so you have to put that, your first name, last name, and your minimum details, says submit. What it will do is automatically they check whether your company is tied up to SuccessFactors or not. Then they'll approve that, and your account will get created. Once you get into community, it's then your wish to which group you want to get participated. You can write questions and all this stuff in that particular community. That is with the global wide community. If it is within your company, and if you have implemented JAM, you can get invited to JAM, to any of the groups, say Employee Central or Performance Management, and you can just go there. You can post your questions, documentations, videos, you can involve into any part of groups if they invite you. Okay, you cannot just be a direct member of that particular group. Okay, so if it is with the companies, you'll have JAM, and if it is with the global, you'll have communities.
Okay, but with respect to the user community, that is like I'm talking about with respect to global wise. So once we register with our official email ID, do they do any like kind of check by checking with the concerned manager or the sales partner or company, or like just they validate the email address or like company, whether the company is a SuccessFactors implementation partner or not, and they will approve the registration?
Yeah. So what happens is, now, say for example, by looking at your email ID, they'll find out that. Okay. Apart from that, they'll not have any kind of information. Say, if I say take IBM. IBM has multiple, it's a global company, it has multiple branches. Okay. Take Deloitte, they have multiple branches. So if I say IBM Germany, ibm.de.com will be there, right?
Yeah.
So if I say India, ibm.in.com, so like that. So if IBM Germany is only the partner, then only the people from that particular company only they'll allow you,
Okay.
not from the IBM.in.com.
Yeah, got it.
Earlier, like as I said, when I was working with SAP, in 2011, well, at the time of acquisition, I've got registered with my personal email ID. Okay, at that time they used to allow till 2012, ending of 2012, starting of 2013 also, you can log in as with your personal email ID and you used to get registered. Then after a couple of months, what happened is they've changed the process and I was not able to log in with that. Okay, because I was a very old member in that. And moreover, then I came to know that, then I realized, and again I've created with new user ID, password with my official thing, and then the start date will come with the current date the day you registered there. So the stuff that whatever you've posted, you replied, your points, everything will go off with your personal email ID. Okay, realize phase we have. Here in realize phase we have configuration refinement, data migration iterations and integrations. Okay, so in this realize phase we do we do configure stuff in the SuccessFactors instances. As I said, architecture of SuccessFactors, we don't have any kind of architecture here. We don't have 3-tier or 2-tier or any kind of architectures. Okay, so we're just going to have a max of 2 instances or 3 instances, okay, which will not be linked up to any of them. 3 of, say for example, I have a pilot system, I have a development system and production system, okay, production instance. Now pilot will be for just demoing, and development instance is you're doing your development, and production is your production system. How do you transport your development instance things to production? So this cloud things, like it will not provide you any kind of transports or any exports. Okay, transports like our SAP, we have transport management, it won't create any transport. Or exports is nothing but even you cannot export through kind of XML or any kind of TXT, something like that. Okay, so whether you can redo that entire configuration, whatever you have done there, whatever you have done in there, the same thing you can replicate the things in production. If not, you can make a copy of the instance. So now I've done all the things, client implementations, requirements and everything in my dev instance. I want to move it to production instance. So you have that option in the provisioning system. Copy of data from one instance to other instance. So you just go log in with the dev instance in provisioning system. You choose the target instance, that is your production instance, and just say copy. In the next step, it will ask you all this step by step, what settings have to copy. Do I need to copy the company settings? If you say company settings, just imagine or think what is company settings. Company settings in the sense like module activations that you have done in your provisioning system. Say performance, that is a company settings. Okay, next step is say templates, performance management templates. So do I want to copy performance management templates? Okay, copy performance management templates. Say compensation, do I want to copy the compensation templates? Yes, copy the compensation templates. So what else I want to configure? Okay, so what else I want to copy? So you have all the options. You can check that option, say copy. Automatically what will happen, it will take fraction of minutes, maybe. So we work on our dev instances. When I was working in the production instance, last year when I was implementing performance management, it took just not even 30 seconds. Okay, so it will just take a max of 1 minute and we'll just copy it. Okay, now once I log into your production instance, everything will be copied out from your dev instance. That is one method of copying. Okay, and the employee data will not be copied. Employee data will not be copied from your dev instance to your production instance. You have to upload all your employee data. That is nothing but your master data into your production instance. Even if you want to copy your employee data also, you can request for SuccessFactors people that I want to copy even employee data also, because there should be a provision to copy the employee data also. Because any other ERP solutions, like when you make a client copy or a system copy, automatically even the master data, transactional data, foundational data, method, everything, all types of data will get copied. The same way here also happens, because in my implementations we never did a copy of employee data. Okay, it's also the live data will be in production system, not in their system. Okay, if you want to, in case even you can copy employee also, there will be a provision you can request for SuccessFactors. Okay, so you do all the configurations here, and data migration, iterations, and integrations. So if I say integrations, because when you're working on this cloud SuccessFactors stuff, you need to have integration stuff, and more on like moving the employee data, the input, the inbound process and the outbound process. So you have to check on all the integrations. If you want to have a manual process, whether you want to have a middleware process. I need not explain what is middleware, the manual process and all that stuff. So, and accelerators, so coming to accelerator, customer data migration training. So how you move the data from SAP to SuccessFactors, or from SuccessFactors to SAP, these kind of trainings, data migration process, you'll have it in this phase. So you'll have a verify phase here again. So in this verify phase, we have user acceptance testing, we have integration testing, and go live and training. So usually the same way like SAP, we have UAT, have integration, we have go live. Okay. So integration testing, usually integration people, technical people, whoever are working on the project, they'll deal with it, not you. Okay. You just will give you the format of that. What type of format that you are taking it as inbound, and what type of format that they want it as output. Okay. So we'll give the two types of formats, and the file location or the export or the synchronization, everything will be taken care by the middleware people or the interface people that they are working on there. And if you are talented enough, even you can work on the interfaces part also. Yes.
So what are the possible options of like integrating with the other systems with the SuccessFactors?
Okay. Okay. So again, I'll have to talk like, say, if I say employee data now, if you have SAP and you are using only SuccessFactors for performance and compensation management, we have standard add-ons in the SAP. So once you deploy that add-ons, you'll get some programs, standard programs, both for your employee data and analytics part. Okay. Once you execute the programs, this SAP system will go and fetch the employee master data from PA30, and it will store it in .csv format. .csv format. The output of the program is designed in such a way that the output should be in .csv format. Okay. We'll just take that file and we'll upload it to SuccessFactors manually. That is one other process. Now, if you want to use any middleware, we are going to do that. In fact, we are downloading from SAP and we are uploading it into SuccessFactors. We have separate session for that.
Okay.
And yeah, so if you want to use any middleware, like say SAP PI or Boomi, SuccessFactors use Boomi, BHOOMI. It's an interface tool, and this Boomi has iFlows. Boomi has iFlows, which will have an integration between your SAP and SuccessFactors. What it will be is like, it will be a scheduled program. Again, this iFlow will pick up the file location and will just push it into SuccessFactors.
Okay.
On and off only when whatever the time that you schedule to that particular middleware. Okay. So if you have SAP PI, even SAP PI we do that. Apart from the regular thing, the regular initial upload, daily changes also will be there, right?
Yeah.
We are going to do that. So we have synchronization programs. That means if you make any changes in SAP, automatically the data will be updated in the SuccessFactors also. So we have a synchronization program, and even if you have middleware, automatically whatever changes that has happened, this program will generate the output, and automatically that changes will be synchronized with your middleware. Okay. So synchronization is also there. Initial and synchronization. So you can use Dell Boomi iFlows or SAP PI, any kind of middlewares that you can support. Okay, so in the verify phase, we have user acceptance testing, integration testing, go live. And accelerators is user acceptance guide, integration testing guide, and training curriculum. So you'll be maintaining the user documentations. And the next thing is going to be the launch phase. So I do hear a lot of background noise. Could you please mute yourselves? Hello. Okay, so we have a launch phase here. Hello. Yeah, so we have a launch phase here. Okay, what we do in the launch phase is nothing but go live phase. Migrate to production environment. So migration to production environment, as I said, copy of instances, or say you are doing only performance management template. Okay, so employee data anyhow it goes with the interface files. If it is only performance management, what I can do is it's a matter of templates, right? So what I can do is, instead of copying the instance, what I'll do is like, if you are implementing say any kind of version, say V11 and V12, as I said, we're going to have two different versions of performance management, V11 and V12. So if you are implementing V11, we need to use a new tool called Successfactors. We have to use that tool in order to define any kind of authorizations, personalizations to your templates. Okay, so we'll work on V11 only, and we'll use that SuccessFactors tool, because if I work on V12, you'll not be introduced to SuccessFactors. So I'll work on SuccessFactors and we'll be introduced to that particular tool. Okay, and if you work on V11 version, as I said, we use SuccessFactors tool, and we do configure or create the template in instance, SuccessFactors instance, when we download it to SuccessFactors, and again in that factory we do define step authorizations, field authorizations, change of introduction text and all this stuff. Okay, and again we'll upload it to instance. Again we'll upload back to instance with the changes that you have done in the SuccessFactors. Okay, now you have done all the settings in the SuccessFactors, and again you upload it back. So a copy of the template will remains in the SuccessFactors system itself. So the same template can be uploaded to production system also. What you can do is, you can just select which system you want to upload, and you can just select the production system and you can upload the template. This is one more method of pushing up the data to production system. Okay, so we have different methods. One is instance copy from provisioning, and the other thing is like the template upload from SuccessFactors to instance. We do all the stuff when it comes to performance management. It's not a deal. Okay, so yeah, migrate to production environment, go live readiness, transition to customer success, and formal production sign up. So accelerators, whatever the checklist that you have maintained, he'll go through all the checklists whether all the things are completed. And CS transition documents here, project close out. Okay, so these are the main checkpoints here: the scope of project readiness checkpoint, configuration checkpoint, integration testing checkpoint, production readiness checkpoint, and all this stuff. And customer facing Bizex expert here. The main checkpoints is here: scope and the project readiness in this, in verify configuration, integration testing, production readiness acceptance.